Well, I mean, look, China issued an e-renminbi that is now circulating, and they issued it last week. Our government says that we're 4 years away at a minimum from issuing a test version of a U.S. central bank digital currency. So I don't think that's a matter of opinion. Even going further than that, the EU put out a draft stablecoin framework document about 2 weeks ago. We're working on that right now with our other agency partners, and I think we'll speak to that relatively shortly. But still, the EU is out in front of us. We are supposed to be the global financial leader, or at least we have been for the last 50 years. And I want to make sure that we retain status, even as other countries are looking to catch up. That requires that we move faster.
Now, that was Brian Brooks stating how we're behind China and also the EU. Guys, basically, I showed you the video of Steve Mnuchin and Brian Brooks back at One West Bank. Then we see Steve Mnuchin hiring him as the comp controller. So, guys, we know that this is all linked up. We also know when he was at Coinbase, he worked with Jeremy, who was at Circle, who's attached to Goldman Sachs. And like he said, they were working on what? The world's global stablecoin. So, guys, they already have this information in the back. I went over this, how we gave all our technology to China. China's definitely not ahead of us. But, of course, what are they doing? Playing the Hegelian dialectic. Let's listen to Chris Larsen.
Well, unfortunately, I just think that the U.S. is woefully behind in kind of stepping up to what is going to be the next generation of the global financial system. We've been in this incredibly fortunate position where the U.S. has been the steward of the global system. We're 20% roughly of global GDP, but the dollar makes up like 80% of all trades, probably even more than that. That is a great position to be in. It's an incredible privilege, and it has really benefited all Americans. But we are being challenged in a major way. First of all, I think we have to talk about China. I mean, we are in a tech Cold War with China, and that goes across the spectrum, whether it's, kind of communications, surveillance, big data, AI, but also blockchain and digital assets. And the reason is because China has recognized that those technologies are the keys to who's going to control the next gen financial system. And we all know that the financial system we have today, it's creaky, it's old, it's from the 70s. SWIFT and correspondent banking is not going to be the system we're going to be living with over the next 2 decades, right? Way too slow, error prone, it's too closed off, it's too expensive. And I tell you, China is just itching to be the one that designs this next system. They've committed $1.4 trillion to a variety of technologies, and blockchain is right on the top of their list. And you go down the kind of inventory of where China is today, it's impressive. They're doing a great job. And nothing against China here. We got to admire what they've done, right? I mean, almost ubiquitous digital payments domestically, incredible numbers, right? That sets them apart from where we are. They are now way ahead on a central bank digital currency, the digital yuan. That's setting them up now to help spread the yuan globally. Huge advantage there. They control mining. All the proof of work mining is controlled by China. If you look at Bitcoin mining, it's about 65% is controlled by Chinese miners. I mean, does anybody have any question that a Chinese miner is under the control of the Chinese Communist Party? No way, absolutely not. And, miners are masters, right? They can rewrite history if they want, they can block transactions. So huge advantage there. They recognize that, incredible. And then you also got to recognize the move in Hong Kong now gives China 2 of the 5 global financial centers. The US only has 1, New York. They have Shanghai and Hong Kong now. So that sets up a pretty nice picture for the power that they're going to have in designing the next gen system. Compare that where the U.S. is, we don't have the digital dollar, right? Even though folks like Christian Carlo have recommended that. We need to get on top of that. We need to do a much better job of capital markets, regulators, Silicon Valley-like cities, not just Silicon Valley, Austin, many other places, working together like they do in so many other countries. And then finally, I just have to say it, in the US, all things blockchain, digital currency, they start and end with the SEC. And, we got to give SEC credit. They faced a terrible ICO problem in 2017. It was needed to be stopped. They stopped it, and they should be admired for that. But that war has finished. And now we're in this tech Cold War with China. And instead of pivoting to encouraging US innovation to keep up, they've done the opposite. They gave Bitcoin and Ethereum a pass, proof of work systems that benefits China, weirdly. But everything else is still in limbo, or worse, kind of being regulated through enforcement. And the message there is blockchain digital currencies are not welcome in the US. If you want to be in this business, you probably should be going somewhere else. To be honest with you, we're even looking at relocating our headquarters to a much more friendly jurisdiction. Lots of them, UK, Switzerland, Singapore, Japan, and that's a shame. So we've got to change up here, or we're going to lose our leadership, stewardship of the global financial system. That would be a tragedy for the US. And I don't want to go too long on this, but one thing just to think about, if China controls the next gen financial system, that's an illiberal democracy financial system. You could expect things like social credit scores to determine who's going to be able to make a payment. It's like as far away as the vision of digital assets, blockchain, as you could possibly get. It's a worst case scenario, and it would be really terrible for Americans.
Now, guys, you just listened to Brian Brooks and Chris Larsen. Now, in the Anthony Sutton videos I've showed you time and time again, Anthony Sutton said the New World Order, they don't have to be in the same room, but they sound just alike. And if you look at the message that Brian Brooks was saying and listen to Chris Larsen, they sound just alike. The agenda was just the same. Because what are they doing? They're playing the Hegelian dialectic. But he said that China is winning a tech war. Like I've been over, like I stated. We gave all this information to China. He stated that if the U.S. doesn't speed things up, that of course they would move out of the U.S. But guys, go back to the patent that was just released. That patent was under Ripple Labs, attached to what? Luxembourg, guys. Don't forget, guys, the New World Order agents, Brian Brooks, Chris Larsen, these agents, their job is to push the Hegelian dialectic. Because if you actually went on Twitter yesterday, you would see, oh, the United States this, the United States that. The United States is doing this on purpose. They're jumping aside. That's all it is, guys. The Hegelian dialectic to distract you. Don't fall for it. Now, the most important thing that he said out of that video, the last part, he said if the China is in control of this system, of course, the next generation, they will have a social credit, and this will be terrible for the United States. But guys, we already know that's the agenda. We already know Ripple was working on biometrics with David Schwartz. So guys, we already know they're working on this social credit score. They want China to be number one because that's what they want. The whole point of them having crypto under their control is to be in control. But you have to have opposition speaking, saying that we don't want China to win. When in fact, if you look at all the evidence, we do want China to win. But guys, what did Anthony Sutton teach us? Managing conflict along with the Hegelian dialectic. And that's all they're doing. So do not fall for it. But guys, let's get into the video. Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books, Cryptoteacher and NWO book. Also, those who donated to the Cash App, Patreon, much love, keep it coming. And then also those who are purchasing from the store, much love, keep it coming. Just like I said, ladies, definitely have something for you. Now, basically, we're going to get into Bitcoin and cryptos first, of course. Right now, guys, we are flat. But we do see where the stock market took a little lift off of what? A Trump tax. So we know we back to that again, guys. Remember, we was like that at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. As soon as he sent the text out, either way, we knew which way the market was going. So right now, of course, He said no stimulus, market drops 300-400 points. Says a stimulus, market comes up a little. So guys, normally when the stock market pumps like this during the day, we normally take a lift up at night. But what are we going to do? That's right. Stay focused on the indicators. We have Tether, XRP, and volume, of course, USDC, the other stable coins. But right now, USDT is close to that 99.9. So 99% of the time, we're going to be moving up. We know we're going to have that window where we move up before BOP. So guys, make sure you are staying focused on the indicators and get yourself in position so therefore you can make that easy money. Now, guys, let's get into the actual crypto news. Basically, we have South Korea, digital yuan to begin distribution phase next year. So, guys, this is definitely happening. We see China, Korea, the EU now talking about their stablecoin. Of course, the United States, they've been working on a stablecoin. I just went over at the beginning of this video. We've been working on it. As the fact is, when they're actually going to implement it, and like I stated, that will be when? March, when that last stimulus runs out, and then they start focusing on UBI and all that good stuff. We have Sharing partner with TripAdvisor, Viator, blockchain firm, to allow users to buy trips on Viator with crypto. So guys, everything is going to be tokenized. Everything. So that's the phase that we are moving in. And guys, we see this with real estate, paintings, the food, the supply chain, all of it's going to be tokenized. Now we have Google Cloud joins EOS blockchain community. Now guys, we know EOS has always been the top ranked blockchain for China. So do not forget about that. Now, other news, guys, we have 75 crypto exchanges have closed down so far in 2020. So only thing that is consolidation. And we know crypto exchanges are banks. So we know that's only going to be in a few hands. Coinbase, Kraken, Binance is only going to be in a few hands. Now, we have Polkadot reveals initial parachain offering to counter traditional IPOs. And guys, we see SPAC, and SPAC is eventually going to move over to tokenization. That's all. And also, when it comes to stocks, you're going to be able to buy a share of a stock, a piece of that stock. So let's say, for an example, let's take Amazon. Amazon is very, very expensive. You'll be able to buy a percentage of that share the same way cryptos are. So eventually, that's definitely going to happen. Now, we have former Goldman Sachs top technologist is going to Block.one. And guys, we see this with these big banks are hopping over from legacy over to crypto. We have Galaxy Digital, your guy, Novogratz, building a financial services shop for crypto miners. And guys, I showed you who is investing in that. So mining is definitely still going to be a big thing, guys. And then lastly, guys, we have BMW Korea trials blockchain power rewards program ahead of global launch. And guys, that's all this is to introduce the masses to crypto. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Cryptoteacher NWO book. Also, if you're new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Don't forget about your stocks, guys. Don't forget about the stock channel. Of course, basically, you have your cobalt, your chip stocks, your gaming, your banking, everybody sitting at home. Don't forget about the at-home stocks, the C word, the biotech stocks, they're still pumping and dumping. And then while everybody's sitting at home getting free money or waiting on that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks. And y'all have a wonderful day.